What is going on, everybody? We are almost through January. This month, to me, has, I would say, flown by, although some days it doesn't seem that way. And today was one of those days. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in, people coming to the live stream. Thank you to Rhinoverse. Thank you to Joshua and everyone else that's rolling in right now. We have some great topics to discuss tonight. We are talking about that runtime for the new The Batman movie. We're talking about a killer, pun intended, pre-code horror comic book auction that's getting ready to come up on Heritage Auction. We're talking about the resurgence of Daredevil on Netflix. And there's rumor that Madam Web, that Spider-Man spinoff film, is going to be filming this year. But before we get into those topics, as always, let's bring this panelist in from that Tales from the Flip Side YouTube channel. We got Mr. Brian McClay.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. I finally got my check-in from the big auction, so I'm doing really good today, man. It was a really good day.
I was expecting like new Jordans and
not yet. Yeah, gold teeth, new fronts. Get some new fronts. I'm gonna go see Paul Wall down in Houston.
Yeah, you should buy some Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Logan Paul. But let's bring the other people in here from that Dank Comics YouTube channel. Welcome, Dan Kim.
Yeah, you better put money away for taxes. First
Spoken
things
like
first.
A person that's out in LA right now.
Yeah. Out in LA. I was hanging out at the beach. A lot of beach hanging out. Going to shops.
Talking about beach. Brian's in Arizona. Here it's cold as shit in Maryland in January. It feels like January, man. It just wears on you. But speaking of cold, we got a person that hasn't been here in quite a while. And he's all the way out there freezing in the frozen tundra of Minnesota. We got Mr. Tony Fix, Blue Green Artifacts, Instagram and whatnot extraordinary.
It is remarkably cold, actually. I think we're supposed to be like 15 below tomorrow morning when we go start the cars. Yeah. But hey, good to see you guys. It's been a while.
Well, great to have you back.
Dan. Hell yeah.
Do you warm up your car in the morning? Do you do that?
I usually try to. Yeah, I'll start about 10 minutes ahead of time.
I heard that's not a real thing anymore.
I don't know. I love the remote start in my truck.
Yeah, I wish I had a remote start.
The heated seat on my ass as soon as I sit down is a real thing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But let's not leave people in suspense. We got the most excited comic book fan on the eve of the release of his favorite comic book series. At least for today it is. Mr. Button Pusher himself, Mr. Dad Joke, Alberto Jefe, Comic Man Andy.
What is good, everybody? It's another fantastic Tuesday. I'm excited to be here, but I'm really excited because I'm just out from being hospitalized due to a peekaboo incident. They had me in the ICU. Wow, that one flopped.
Yeah, that one was bad.
It was good to see you guys.
Whoa!
Yeah, on that note, we're out.
Peekaboo, ICU. Peekaboo.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Oh.
New Year's resolutions. Did you guys have any? Are you still keeping up with them? I just don't have them anymore. But did you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Where in Nebraska are you, Joshua? My family's from Alliance, Nebraska. My dad's side of the family. Up there, northwest.
It wasn't a real New Year's resolution, but I have tried to commit to getting on more of a regular schedule, sending in CGC books. I'm really bad at that. I have like long boxes of books that I want to get graded, and I just never do. So
Rams are on the championship. The only good thing, get that comment out of here. The good thing about the Rams is they wouldn't be there without those Florida State players, by the way. Even Cam Akers' fumble, it's still gold. But hey, let's get into the topics real quick. We know the Batman movie's getting ready to come out, and its release is in March. I will be one of the ones to say that when Pattinson was first said that he was going to be Batman, I was kind of like, I like Ben Affleck, but I will fully eat crow and say that all the trailers that I've seen, this movie looks absolutely fantastic. And we just got news that the runtime for this movie's coming in, and it's what, just under 3 hours, right?
Yeah, including trailers and everything, right?
Yeah, it's like 8 hours of credits. They said. I mean, 8 minutes of credits.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you have
good.
time to go to the restroom if there's a post-credit scene. But
Good.
you think like it's a big
yeah.
deal, but then Christopher Nolan's movies, they're like a couple minutes apart. You know, it's,
Yeah, it gives it time to set up a good character study, right?
Yeah.
That's why I own a trench coat and a urine bag.
What?
Or a Gatorade bottle. For me, it was just Gatorade bottle.
Well, you need that. What is it, Jordan Palmer, right? Who has the app, the movie
Yeah.
app that tells
Yeah.
you when to go pee during movies.
Yeah, that's actually pretty smart. That's pretty smart. That is really smart. Could you imagine like writing your movie and you find out when's the best time to take a piss during your own movie because the movie is that bad? And what if it's right?
Yeah, it's like Wonder Woman 84. You can go piss anytime.
Yeah.
They could bring back the intermission, just the piss-termission. No?
Yeah, yeah. That's all good. But
I
what do you guys
pee
thoughts?
during
You
No Way
excited for
Home.
this movie? Are you gonna see it in the theater?
It depends. I think it depends. I don't know. We'll see.
You guys think during the credits they might have the key grip named IP Freely? That was so 1980s and nobody.
We're not off to a good start tonight.
I'm
Hey,
definitely
I-
gonna.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it in theaters. It looks super dark, archaic, and I think it's gonna look epic on the big screen. I think it's like definitely a big screen film, and I'm excited for it because Batman's a fun character to play with.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they go dark with it, like it looks like they're going to. I'm excited for it as well. I'm excited to see Colin Farrell looks awesome as Penguin.
Yeah, he looks really good.
I see the Riddler's getting a lot of attention, but I think Catwoman might surprise people. You're starting to see some information come out about Catwoman, but I think some of those characters, they might not be putting too much information out that one of those could end up stealing the show.
I think we also forget that he's setting up a trilogy here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy to think about. So if it's really good, then we have two other really good movies to look forward to. So
Yeah, and Mitch Joel made a comment, although sarcastic, talking about will it lead to other Batman titles. I think it might lead to people reading more Batman titles as well. Because anytime those movies pick up steam, if the movie's good, which I think it is, now I didn't see too many people going, I gotta go to my LCS and read Eternals after that movie because that movie stunk.
but people were reading that Eternals run. They were talking about it. There was a good Eternals run at the same time, so maybe they should have.
You talking about the Kirby or like the 2000?
No, the recent one, the one that just happened.
Yeah.
That was by I'm spacing on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kieran Gillen.
Gillen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gillen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G something. G unit.
It's not Once and Future though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see it in the theater. Honestly, I'll go see whatever. I don't care what superhero movie it is. We went and saw New Mutants in the theater in the middle of COVID, just to do it. I mean, I'd rather watch them on screen, even if they're somewhat disappointing, than at home and there's all the distractions. But
Yeah.
that being said, I am very suspect. I am not sold on Robert as Batman. I've just made fun of him too many times, and I can't get that out of my head. I don't know. I'm not sold on the trailers as much as everybody else is. I'm hoping that I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. Like I'm going to go and be blown away and be like, "Oh my God, I was so wrong." But my expectations are low right now.
I actually enjoy movies that way. I'd rather go in with lower expectations and be wowed than go in there expecting greatness and getting Eternals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But and I kind of felt that same way with Pattinson too. But what's that Netflix movie that he's in where he plays like the French prince? He's freaking awesome in that
Yeah,
role.
the King.
The King.
The King.
Man,
Yeah. He's great in it. Yeah.
that gave me
You
like a
hate him.
different view rather than a sparkling vampire.
Yep. He's
It's the
good in a lot of
director.
movies. He's really good in that movie with Guy Pearce too.
Yep.
Yeah, the Rover, or is that what
Yeah.
it's called,
I think, or
the
yeah, I can't remember.
So I'm down to give him. I'm down to give him a chance. I mean, to be honest, even though I was a kid, how many people thought Michael Keaton as Batman was gonna be was like a good cast?
Oh yeah, there were petitions against it.
Yeah.
They're like you can find them online. The people, the comic fans.
It
You
was
know, I mean-
almost Bill Murray. Little known fact, Bill
Yeah, the
Murray was
Rover.
almost Batman.
You're right, The Rover.
Yep.
I always
Bill
forget that movie's name.
Yeah, the Rover.
Who?
Bill
Bill Murray's gonna be a villain in the new Ant-Man movie, right? I heard.
I think so.
Yeah. You want to hear something crazy? I pulled a Bill Murray baseball card out of that collection I had. He has a 1982 minor league baseball card.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
When you said that, I was thinking like,
Like a Allen and Ginter or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
was about to
man.
say Hunter, but yeah, Alan
Yeah.
Ginter like
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy. He's part owner of the St. Paul Saints in town here.
That's
The minor league
who
team.
I think the baseball card was from.
Oh,
Let
yeah?
me take a look.
I, for one,
Funny.
know that this is going to turn into one of those like $20 homework assignments, right? Like I'm going to go to the theater, but I'm going to go solo, not bring my family. 3-hour runtime. I was
that'll save you
lucky
about
enough to
$100.
get my son to sit through Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I don't think that's going to be a reality for Batman. It'll be one of those situations where it'll be like one of those pass-fail litmus tests. If I go by myself and I don't fall asleep, then I'll give it a thumbs up. If I fall asleep, then willing to give it a shot. And I like the idea of being in a movie theater by myself for a little
easy there, Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, you need the trench coat.
a little quiet time to watch a superhero
Trench
movie. I
coat.
mean,
You lay it over the front of you.
oh, that's why you have the okay, I couldn't figure out why you were talking about bringing a trench coat. I got the bag part for the bathroom breaks, but the trench coat I couldn't put two and two together.
Like wearing sweatpants to a strip club.
There's the
Wait.
card right there,
Why would
Andy,
you
if you
do
want to share
that?
your screen. What?
Nice.
Oh, that is dope. Can we zoom in on that? Look at that smile.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to get that sign, man.
Right? Be cool.
Looks like it says the Frappers.
Wow.
What's a frapper?
Speaking of movie theaters.
Mm.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You need a nap, Andy.
Bring it back.
No.
Yeah.
McClay, take us into
Save
the next segment.
So there is a auction coming that is the mother of all auctions for horror, pre-code horror, including one of the greatest pre-code horror, a couple of the greatest pre-code horror books of all time. Heritage Auctions is getting ready to have their pre-code horror auction, and this is pretty amazing. Let me show you guys what we got heading our way. One of the greatest books of all time, the Punch 12. They have a 2.5, which looks beautiful. Even in a 2.5, that comic looks beautiful. The greatest of all skull covers in history, and it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. Because this looks very similar to a one I have, and it'll tell me about how much maybe mine could be worth. But other than that, let me reopen that. Other than that, they also have some other auctions going on. Big crime books, old school crime books. Of course, one of the greatest old school crime books of all time, Suspense
Yes.
Stories 22.
Now,
It's
do you
gonna
have
be
any?
available.
Do you have a prediction for like this or the Punch?
I have no idea for the Punch.
And it's always weird with Heritage because you can almost like what you think it would be, go for it, just up it.
Yeah.
Seems like
And-
they bring so much views to it that it draws more attention.
Yeah, I think a punch recently sold for like some ridiculous amount. Does anybody have a Heritage account? I don't have a Heritage account.
So what I'm hearing is first time pre-co horror buyers probably don't want to dip their toes in here just yet.
No, these are big boy books.
Yeah, these are big boy books. Yeah. Here's some of the. Let me show you some of them that are amazing. Right, this Weird Chills right here. One awesome book, great big boy book. Of course, this is a great big boy book. This Mystery 12, but I mean, this one right here, this Mask #1 is major big boy book. But you can see why. Look how beautiful this cover is.
I remember TS Comics saying that used to be pretty cheap.
Probably a lot of these
Years
books
ago-
used to be
years
pretty
ago.
cheap.
Yeah, pre-code horror like took off again within the past year or two.
Yeah, it's so rare, man. You don't see, you don't see Punch 12 be sold. Like, you know what I mean? It's so rare that it hardly ever comes up for sale. Same with books like this. It hardly ever comes up for sale. This might be DS's book. Didn't DS own a 4.0 Mask #1?
Yeah.
He might have. That might be his book. But so yeah, that's amazing. That's a huge book. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go back here. There are some really nice books here.
And what is it? February 16th. If you wanted to send books in on consignment, I think the February 16th is the deadline, right?
Yeah, but people are buying these books right now slowly, but surely people are becoming part of
I love that.
collectors of this time period and just grabbing good books.
That's why they're big boy books, because they go into collections and don't come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Beautiful old school, and that's why I love the Mask. The Mask #1, the colors on it. It reminds me of like Flash in a tattoo shop. You know what I mean? An old school. This reminds me of old school tattoo shops right here. Just really beautiful blues and reds and yellows, and when it pops like that, that book is
from
gonna sell
1945.
ton
That's
of
nuts.
money. This is just going to sell for so much money. It's going to be unreal.
Now,
and there's-
Clay, can you explain, in case we have viewers that don't necessarily understand, what pre-code for pre-code horror means?
So back in the 40s, late 40s, what was it? Sodi, Seduction of the Innocent trial, where basically how they have the whole McCarthy era trials that they did, and then the trials against the commies in Hollywood. They did like the same thing for books that are deemed not deemed for children, i.e. have things, eye pokes, nudity, talking about sex, innuendo cover, like sexual covers, hangings. They basically outlawed them, and by doing
Created the
so,
Comic Code Authority, right?
Yeah, by doing so, they created the Comics Code, and you see a little code up until recently, 10 years ago or something. Maybe they stopped it 20 years ago. You would see a little code on the top of your comic, and they did that until Amazing Spider-Man 95 and 96 with the LSD story, and then Green Lantern 76 with the start of Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil's run on, or 85, I can't remember. It's this one right here. So
yeah, basically censoring comics. So that's why you get a lot of popular pre-code horror and pre-code crime. And
now, because they're doing pre-code horror and focusing on this, do they ever do like a golden age military type auction?
Yes, all the time.
There's a lot of Black Cat books in this collection too. From what they were soliciting, right?
Yeah. Did you have you heard about the backstory to the Promise collection, Andy?
No, I have not.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome story.
So the Promise collection was found last year. It's probably right behind the Church Mile High pedigree. It's probably the greatest comic find / pedigree of all time, right? So what happened, and Heritage is the one who talked about it. So what happened is two brothers went off to war, and while going to war, one of the brothers was a comic fan and bought a ton of comics. And while they were at war, they promised each other, if I die, you do this. If you die, you do this. And the brother that passed away was the comic book one. And one of his things that he told his brother he wanted him to do was take care of all his comics. Don't sell my comics. And it was massive. It had probably every major comic in it. You can see here from, 42 or something like that to like beginning of the Korean War. And he kept them for all those years, and they're the highest grades of some of the biggest comics of all time. I mean, there's a 9.8 Archie 14. There's a there's a double cover 9.6 of some big books. There's a 9.6 first Riddler. This is 9.2 Red Skull. Superman 53. Like everything is in this. The craziest things that you could ever think about is in this. 9.6 Solomon Grundy. This is the double cover, I think, the 118.
That Clairvoyant, is that what they would consider a good girl cover?
Yes. Yep.
That is
Right here. So they basically, and look how beautiful this Catman, the colors are on this. He said, they said they looked like brand new comics, brand new. They were just perfect. And there was almost every major comic from like 1945 and it stopped at the Korean War or whatever. And the family just the brother, I guess, passed away recently, and the family decided, okay, we want to see what they're worth. And they went to Heritage, and Heritage shit themselves, and then they graded all of them. So they're slowly selling off these comics, and they're the most beautiful comics and greatest comics ever. You know what I mean?
It's the creme de la creme right there.
Yeah. And it's a part of American history. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Saving Private Ryan tale, you know what I mean? With the war and everything, which is really, really cool. It's got like Americana with it. But anyways, that's for your war stuff. But
I was going to say that somebody should be working on a script right now, just of the story of it,
Yes. 100%. Man, this is crazy.
That collection is like you took a time machine and you went back in time and you set up a collection and you stored it perfectly to be unearthed.
Yep. That's the best way to put it. You're 100% right.
That nostalgia,
that conspiracy about EC.
Look at this one.
And the comic code, how it was like designed to kill EC because it was like destroying Marvel and DC.
That is a crazy cover right there.
I've never seen that cover before.
Neither have I.
Is that 1946?
Yeah, 1944. Okay. So yeah, it's got to be around the war era.
I for one need to create a Heritage account and start paying a lot more attention to what they have going on, because two of my goals for 2022 is to dip into an affordable pre-code horror book. And then there is a specific Marine Corps Golden Age book that I want to find and grade it if it ever pops up on Heritage. I want to keep an eye on and see if it's something I can afford.
This has been on the Stein's Golden Age honorable mention on the Hot 10 before, but this is a creepy ass cover. Look at that little dude just sticking a needle in her neck.
Yeah.
Man.
The artist was like fucked up the perspective. He's like, oh shit, little dude. It's a little dude.
Look at this. I mean, great skull covers. Look at this.
Ooh.
Great skull covers, man. Yeah, these are just beautiful. Oh.
Man, that would be a blast to pick those up as a kid in 1944, 1945. I bet comics are awesome.
Yeah, so I was looking. You can't tell what the actual sell price is, but a 4.5 punch sold in like September. And it's saying like make an offer for $54,000.
Wow!
What?
Yeah. I put the link to it in the chat in the YouTube chat.
That's bonkers, man. But yeah, these are beautiful. These are absolutely gorgeous books and cool things to collect. And I think that's also happening. I think not only are we getting big boy investors that are coming in here, but you're also getting like, oh, look at this. Here's a Tomb of Terror. Holy cow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
3.5. Oh my gosh.
Now,
That right there is like a top 10 big boy book.
McClay, I got to ask you while we're talking about this now, does this seem reminiscent to the boom in the 90s with websites, the people that were making a bunch of money off of websites and investing in Apple and in websites and things of that nature? Does this feel similar to that, whereas this cryptocurrency boom where a lot of people that had bought in really dirt cheap and really early now have disposable income and they are getting into a lot of these books?
I don't think so, because a lot of these books he's showing, they've been like big boy books. It's not like an overnight thing. They've been big boy books for like 10 plus years.
But we're talking the price spike of the last couple of years. It kind of makes sense with a lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of things just gaining a lot of value and people shedding a lot of that stuff and selling off, it seems like.
Plus, they're talking golden age, you're talking pre-code. So here the supply doesn't meet the demand. The demand is up right now, of course, which is kind of what you're alluding to. But these are books, I think, these are investment books that are worth picking up. I don't, if you have the money to or the capital to, these are stuff that I would add to my collection as an investment.
Yeah.
I think
There's not very many of them out there, and you don't.
They're getting sucked into collections, and they're not. That's part of the price increase. Also, is they're hard to find.
Yeah. Yep.
It
You're
just
not.
kinda-
Is that signed?
You got people selling photocopy versions of the comic on eBay for $15. I mean, like a PDF.
That's signed, dude. Holy cow.
It feels like there's less volatility investing in this than there is a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of celebrities. There's a lot of Silicon Valley. There's a lot of sports people. I mean, it's the expendable money. They're looking at these alternative investments as legitimate. These aren't bankers necessarily, investment bankers. I mean, if you sign a contract for $18 million a year, you could could have a whole room stacked with this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I'm anxious to see. I mean, it's like you said, I want to sign up for Heritage account just to see how that auction goes. And that auction's starting March 3rd, I believe.
Yep.
Consignments are open till the 16th of February, but we should definitely follow up on that with another segment on the show.
Speaking of investments, I guess Marvel and Netflix's investment in Daredevil paid off way later, because the Daredevil series cracked the top 10 streaming Nielsen ratings 3 years after it was canceled, partly due to No Way Home, an appearance of spoilers, Daredevil, lawyer Matt Murdock in No Way Home, and Wilson Fisk being revealed as the major player in the Hawkeye series, which is also number 3 on the Nielsen top 10. So yeah, Daredevil's hot, I guess, so and Marvel probably knows that, so they're gonna.
Chip Zdarsky is helping.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just solicited Daredevil #1 coming in June, which I'm glad to see Zdarsky and Chichetto still on. But yeah, I agree. I think there's just a lot of great buzz around Daredevil in general. Daredevil to me was one of the better Netflix shows. I kind of got burnt out from the whole Hand storyline, but one of the best castings outside of Bernthal as Punisher, I think, was Cox as Matt Murdock. And then watching him show up in spoiler No Way Home, it's like wow. And then great to see him back, and I want him to bring back what's her name? True Blood.
Yes. I can't think of her name.
I want to say Amy Warhol, but I don't think that's right. Amy Jo, I don't know. But anyways, yeah.
That scene in No Way Home was so stupid. I was like, wait a minute. I'd be like, oh, you're a superhero. Right? Because you're blind. You can't catch that brick.
Well, maybe they talked before that, and we just didn't see it.
It was good fan service.
It was off
I'd
camera.
be like, oh, you're clearly like a superhero.
No, he's a really good lawyer. Really good lawyers catch bricks.
I'm like, I thought you were blind. What the fuck was that? Excuse me, I thought you were blind. You're a terrible lawyer.
What you said, Brian, is true. I think even more so than the actual quality of the shows. Because if you watched every episode of every one of those Netflix seasons, they weren't all great. I mean, there were some pretty yawn storylines here and there, but aside from Iron Fist, everybody really looks back at that casting as being like perfect. John Bernthal was perfect. Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones was perfect. Matt Murdock was perfect. I don't know, maybe not Cage as much, maybe not Iron Fist as much. But
D'Onofrio, perfect.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he always looked like he was gonna piss his pants and then smash your skull into the sidewalk. I was like, damn, man, this guy.
So if you combine the awesome casting that they did with the new quality scripts that Marvel is putting up, I think people have a lot of hope.
Does how much of that does Disney bring in with the popularity coming back on Netflix? Because wasn't that mostly Netflix? Doesn't Netflix coop up most of the revenue from their show?
Yes, but I think Disney just looking at this as a really good sign.
No,
what
yeah,
they're gonna
creates
do
buzz.
in the future. Yeah, and now that they have Daredevil back, and I'm assuming he's signed, with the Disney machine.
That was part of the reason why Disney canceled, or they canceled them, right? Because Disney's like, "Hey, we want our shit back."
I would like I want to see a better suit, to be honest. I don't like the suit.
The yellow. You want to see the yellow suit?
That would be cool.
I want to see just a better suit. I don't like that mask.
That first fight scene in, what was it, episode 2 of season 1, where it looks like one long cut
Hallway
going through the hallway,
It's like
which is like
Old Boy.
enough to like, this show's badass.
That's
Yeah.
one of the best TV fight scenes ever, honestly.
He's just tired, exhausted, keeps going. Yeah,
Total
That was really good.
homage to Old Boy.
Yep.
I know the actress that played Colleen Wing. She's said I think she's kind of lobbying to get brought into the Marvel universe.
yeah, because
She
then
wants to
they
stay with
say
it.
she like turned down a role in Shang-Chi because she wanted to come back.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Good for her.
And she was good in The Matrix. They just filmed all those fight scenes really badly.
Yeah, The Matrix is bad.
I was like, how they do such a bad job filming
Yeah.
the fight scenes though?
It looked like a B movie, bro.
I'm a uber Matrix fan, and that to me looked like a fan film. That looked like, okay, hey, this fan did a really good job. And wait, they spent how much and hired who?
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
Speaking of Matrix, I'm just kidding.
So if you got to choose, which of those Netflix characters would you bring back? The ones we named? I mean, there's others. Heck, even what's his name? Mahershala Ali was in one of those shows, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he's coming as Blade, so
Blade.
I know.
Yeah.
and he's on Apple. He's in the John Hamm Apple TV commercial. I digress.
Well, I
There's
mean,
two Marshallas. How come I'm not in any Apple shows?
at this point, Bernthal's a slam dunk, right? I mean, has to be. I have to feel like Bernthal's a slam dunk with Punisher. I mean, you got D'Onofrio's back. You've got the keystones back in place to not do Bernthal's Punisher. So I'm not even gonna have to choose that. Like, I would be a very, very irate comic man down here in the comic dojo if that never took place. So I don't even know where to pick beyond that, because that's
Where would you introduce Bernthal, do you think?
That's a tough one, because there's actually a lot of great. There's just a lot
Like
of
a Boba Fett?
material. What? Who are you? Get out of here!
It's the ultimate crossover. That's how they're gonna bring
Yeah.
Secret Invasion in. It's
Blade-
got
Well,
to
he
Blade.
did say
Star
he
Wars.
need to hire some muscle, so
He's
Blade
got to take
movie.
care of Baby Yoda.
Punisher shows up in Blade.
I think that's a good call.
yeah, I like it.
It does seem like on the MCU side of things, this whatever the street level, it seems like that's a little ways off. Like we're getting ready for this second tier of cosmic shows. We're getting ready for the mutants. We're getting ready for Fantastic Four. There's really been nothing, on this.
Hawkeye's street level. Why wouldn't they just do it in bits, and why wouldn't they do a 3-tiered at the same time? Like, I feel like Hawkeye, you could even potentially, with the hand,
Yeah.
you could potentially introduce Castle there. Not the hand, I'm sorry. The Tracksuit Mafia. You could potentially even dip Frank Castle in with the Tracksuit Mafia situation with Hawkeye at some degree. But are they even doing another season of Hawkeye? I can't remember.
The Tracksuit Mafia, they were a bunch of bozo clowns. I mean, if
And
Punisher's
who did
involved,
Frank Castle mop up through the
he's
80s?
just
A bunch of
gonna-
bozo clowns.
I know, but he would just murder each other. He would just murder them. It wouldn't be
Yes.
like
Yes.
but they were
Give it to
not.
me. Give it to me.
They weren't meant to be murdered. He would just murder them.
I like how it pissed off a lot of non-comic book readers thinking Kingpin was killed at the end. Spoiler, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like there's a comic.
He was a little more cartoony in this.
I like this. I like his attire. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm in the snow going on vacation.
A little flashy, right? I mean, they stuck true to what Kingpin looked like in a lot of the comic books. A little flashiness, right? Like understated flashiness, if you will.
Maybe you could do a Kingpin series and then launch some of the street level heroes out of that.
He'll probably be blind from the gunshot, just like in the comic, and then when you watch him come back, rise back.
I mean,
to
you still
power
got
as a blind man.
Echo coming out with her show too, so they can definitely build off of those.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and that's what's part of the fun, right? Is sitting there speculating where people might show up and being wrong, like Mephisto, Omega Red.
Yeah. But I do think we probably will. I mean, we'll be getting a new Power Man Iron Fist, the Heroes for Hire. I didn't mind the what's his name, Michael, the Cage actor, but he's not that big.
He was like dating an executive at Netflix. By the way, I don't know if you guys realize, it was like he kind of. That's how he got that part,
For what part?
Luke
Cage. I mean, cause like. No
I
offense.
thought he was perfect for Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't have the charisma. There's people with charisma that can
Dude, he says
Cage-
"Sweet Christmas" like it's cool.
Luke Cage is supposed to be charismatic. Nicolas Cage named himself after Luke Cage. Okay.
You need like a Ving Rhames in his prime type person.
No, you need someone new, someone we haven't seen, someone that could just take the screen, take you, and be like, "What's up, mother?" Anyway, I was gonna curse a lot.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, we're getting the second round on this rumor, right?
Yes.
Last year we heard about. Actually, in the last 2 years, we've heard about a lot of different Spider-Man projects that have been in development. I'm doing this a lot tonight.
Yeah.
In development. But we're getting the second round of that with the character Madame Web. There was a rumor story, but as we know, a lot of these end up with at least a grain of truth in them. That Madame Web is actually getting a spin-off film. I have my opinion about this, but I want to hear what you guys think. Dan, where are you on Madame Web?
Two
They're
peas in
like,
a bucket. Bucket. Don't give a shit.
We tried a multiverse once with Spider-Verse. We tried it again with No Way Home. We're winning. F it. Let's do it again with Madame Web, and let's make it like some sort of feminist romp in the multiverse and some, I don't know. Yeah, and it's gonna make a bunch of money. I think they're gonna try to hit all 4 quadrants with this film. That's the thing. They gotta hit all the quadrants. So this is a quadrant. It's a cookie. It's everything.
I think
you
they're
need.
trying to find some way to finally get Miles. Right? They tap into this, then they can tap into the Spider-Verse somehow and do that thing that you guys were talking about, where it's like, he pulls him from out of the animated world type thing.
What about Silk?
Yeah.
Does this have any traction there as well?
Yeah, he's huge traction for all that stuff.
They are dangerously close to burning everyone out with this spider shit.
Well, and is this a Sony thing, or is there Feige involvement in it?
That's a good
If
question.
it's just purely Amy Pascal,
I think it's Sony. From what I
It's Sony,
understand,
yeah.
these are all Sony side projects that we've been hearing about.
We're
So
gonna see
I
Jared
mean, you saw
Leto.
Morbius just got delayed again.
Oh, yeah. That
I'm
was the one
excited
that
for
was really-
Morbius though.
I was
You are?
really excited for Morbius, and I'm kind of crushed
Me
about the
too.
delay again, which is shocking because there are other movies doing quite well. So to use the same, I might catch some backlash for saying this, but to use the same cookie cutter excuse that's been used for the last several years to delay certain movies, the people that the fan,
it
people
usually
are-
means it sucks, unfortunately.
yeah, that's the tough part right there, right? And the fans are still going to support the movie no matter what. So I feel like they're using a cookie cutter excuse, if you will, to try to bide time. I just don't like the fact that we're hearing the same thing that we've heard over and over and over for other movies, and yet movies right now are booming. Movies are doing well. Why? I mean, what? Like, sorry, don't mean to go off on a tangent if you're laughing
you're
at me,
good.
but
Good movies are doing well.
yeah. So this must not be a good movie. Which makes me
These
sad.
must be the movies that like
It
Ridley
never-
Scott watches or Scorsese, and
You
then
think it's a good movie? You think it was?
I want it to be.
Nah, it looks like a terrible film.
You think Morbius is terrible?
I think yes.
I have faith in Jared Leto though.
No.
What? 30
Yeah.
seconds to Mars, man.
Damn
He-
straight.
Dude, frozen embryos, bro.
I like Jared Leto, man. I think he's got a wide range of acting, but unfortunately, he doesn't get to write the story either. But it's kind of like Tom Hardy and Venom.
McClay, what do you think about the Sony game plan?
I'm cool with it. I'm just gonna let them continue to do whatever the hell they want, and as long as Marvel makes good Spider-Verse stuff, then I'm cool, right?
How are they going to market this movie, though? How do
The
you
Madam
get,
Web
how do you
one?
get viewers to come
Again,
see?
Marvel's not. I don't think Marvel's involved. I think it's Sony. Sony.
Well, I'm
What
saying
is-
how it's
how
still
it's Sony?
How is Sony whatever? Madam Web. Even a
Bring-
lot
making well, let's think what Madam Web is, right? She's like what do they call those? Like not an icon, but a
of Morpheus.
like she pulls she
you're
pulls
not
all
familiar,
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right
the
there.
but remember, like she is a big
Gimme,
part
gimme.
in Spider-Man stuff. She
Yeah. I
she
mean, Denny
teaches
O'Neil,
him
icon and comic book writer. It's just a character that. How do you
Avatar.
market that character to
Totem. That's what it
masses?
is. Totem.
Meryl Streep, bitches.
That honestly,
Yo, if Meryl Streep, that's it. It's over.
that
4 quadrant.
you might be onto something because I'm trying to think of the reason, not to shit on Madam Web, but out of all the Spider-Verse characters that we've been hoping and wanting a movie for, Miles and Silk, and I mean you can do Jessica Carpenter, Spider-Woman. We've got more cool villains. We've got Craven.
Yeah.
Black
Cat.
Yeah, Black Cat. We've got all these huge names. When this rumor came out, a lot of people had who's Madam Web?
Yeah.
Like what character? Like, oh, way back in the early 80s, there was that one arc, and then she's popped up here and there since then. So I wonder if it is like the Sony execs, some big name, older established actress
Meryl
has
Streep.
announced that she would like to be involved, and they're like, oh, let's find a part for her. Which one? Oh, this one. This is what we're gonna write for.
So is Madam
Meryl Streep, remember everybody, this show today, this is when we announced.
We got to
Meryl
film this
Streep.
year because everyone's freaking dying.
Called it.
So
Yeah.
is Madam Web an anti-hero or a villain? I mean, for those
don't
that
know.
aren't quite well versed with it, where does Madam Web fall? And then this kind of feels like it might be a bit of a gateway, because if you've read the article or if anybody is familiar with Madam Web, she does transfer her powers to Spider-Woman, does she not?
I think Meryl Streep will add many layers to Madam Web. And we're not going to be sure if they are a villain or
He's gonna run us
hero.
over with his Meryl Streep train.
My problem with the Sony game plan, and I liked Venom. I didn't like the second one. But my problem with the Sony game plan is they're using all these Spider peripheral characters without Spider-Man. So they've got to work Spider-Man into that narrative. I don't want to see a Craven movie with just Craven. And then a Rhino movie with just Rhino.
That's called
You know what I
Predator.
mean? I don't want to see that. I want to, and there's ways to do it now. We've got the multiverse. You could do a Craven movie with Andrew Garfield if you want, just as like, this is in a different universe. Here's, we're going to focus on the Craven story and he's hunting down Spider-Man. I don't know if I think Garfield would actually be up for it, or bring Miles in, introduce Miles and let him be the foil for these villains. I'm not a big fan. Like, how many Craven solo titles have we had over the years? One, maybe. Like, we still need Spider-Man for these. Sony's trying to just pretend like every single one of these characters is a lead, name and lights character. They're not. They're really not. They bounce off of Spider-Man. We need Spider-Man.
Agreed.
Tomorrow, speaking of comics, new comic book day. Kind of a big day. Andy, we'll get to you last.
Yeah, well,
Good.
skip me for
Dan.
now.
All right, well then I will talk about Superman 78, issue 6, the conclusion of the Superman 78 series, which I think
That's way better than Batman 89, which pisses me off.
it is better than Batman 89. It's very well done. It's a really great series. It's very clever. It's quick-witted. It's action-packed. It's fun. And it really makes your imagination go wild with what could have been, what coulda, woulda, shoulda in the Superman universe with, Christopher Reeve. And also, I'm just gonna mention Duplicant issue 5, which is a indie series by Carla Nappi, and she is all over the YouTube. You can interview her, and she talks about the series. And
What was the name of the book again?
Duplicant
Okay.
by Second Sight Press. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a fun series. I've been picking that up too. So that should be coming out.
Second
yeah.
Sight, man. They're I was just talking about them on FOC vid this week. They remind me of like AWA almost. They're talking about pounding the pavement. They're hitting FOC and they got books galore, and a lot of them look great, especially if you're a horror comic fan.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have fun deals with publishers, actually, with creators, where you can do a Kickstarter and publish with them and have separate things. They don't mind. So it's an interesting publisher.
It's like Substack, but better.
Oh, don't get me started.
Comic man, Andy loving those Substack packs, right?
No.
You paid $800 for that, and you got
No,
some
that's a whole-
postcards.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. Damn it, never mind.
Yeah. Save it. Some of that for the sequel.
Dude.
Tony, you got anything you're eyeing tomorrow?
Yeah, the one I'm eyeing is actually a cover by. I go on these little tangents. Maybe I go on my little tangents all by myself. Nobody else cares. But lately, I've been really hunting down X-23 and Honey Badger, Laura and Gabby books. And there's a really good Cabal cover for X Deaths of Wolverine #1.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just got some all new Wolverine annual #1 with Gabby and Laura right there. I honestly think when we get the X-Men, once we get them introduced, the format of Disney Plus is perfect for them because they can do these stretched out series of just Days of Future Past and Trial of Magneto and Old Man Logan, and you can get into these Elseworlds, jump backwards and forwards in time and just do a whole arc. And I want to see that story. I want to see the story of the big sister, little sister, getting hunted, road trip adventures, all the stuff that they've gone on. I think that'd be awesome.
I like when, especially what you were just saying, where you go and do your own thing, buy what you like, buy what you want to buy, have your own kind of mental process of where you see things going, and and it goes against the grain of what everyone else is buying. To me, that's always fresh to see. So I think that's cool. I'm kind of in the same way, man. I'm going a lot of DC books tomorrow. To me, the Batman Catwoman #1, there's that Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Love that cover.
Yes.
Harley Quinn #11. One thing I'm liking, because truly love the character in the movie, and I'm absolutely loving Peacemaker. So I'm picking up those Peacemaker covers for these DC titles like Harley Quinn and what is it? Task Force Z. The ones that I like, I'm picking up because not a lot of people are buying DC books as it is. So I pick up the Peacemaker covers I like, put those away. I'm happy I have them because I like them, but who knows the way trends go, man. If Peacemaker becomes one of these super popular characters, you've seen hip hop covers go off. You know, people like to buy sets of shit. So if I like them to have in my collection, if I could sell them later as a set, that's great. But either way, those Peacemaker covers are fantastic. One thing I did want to bring up that's popular title right now, Something is Killing the Children. Boom is actually launching like a Something is Killing the Children slaughter pack.
Yeah, the David Mack pack.
Yeah, all David Mack covers. You get covered issues 1 through 5, brand new David Mack covers. What's that, like $34? I think is the retail price on that.
$39.99 is what I was quoted before my discounts at my LCS. So basically, essentially cover price after my discounts.
Yeah. So popular series, brand new covers, great artist and David Mack. They're all the painted covers by David Mack.
Gorgeous.
So that's a great jumping on point and great collector. That's all I got. McClay, what do you have?
Definitely looking forward not like looking forward to it, but want to know where he's taking it. But Thor 21 for the Kate's reveal, or hopefully there is some type of Kate's reveal in this.
He's taking it to Banner War, I'm telling you.
Yeah, oh, man, the Hulk is so bad, and this was good. It was really good. So I'm hoping we get some cool stuff going on in Thor.
That's kind of a cool play on that Hulk annual cover.
Yeah. Plus, Dog Days 2, Stray Dogs Dog Days 2 is coming out. So be on the lookout for that one. Of course, that has 1,000 different variants.
Yep.
And then there's all those crazy variants.
Holy shit!
If you're a fan of Tony Fleece,
Ghostbusters,
he has a Midtown exclusive for Detective 1050 that's out tomorrow. And if you like Tony Fleece style, that Detective exclusive variant's pretty cool looking.
You guys see I'm bringing it up on Instagram here real quick. There is a Dog Days cover for Instagram that is Walking Dead #1. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
That's
Big Clutch.
Yeah, Whatnot, right? Or
I don't know if Comics Vault. I don't think it's going to be Whatnot, but you might see some sold on there, obviously. But I don't think it's exclusive. It's exclusive to Comics Vault. So this looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then there was also, did you guys see the Illus Illuminati or Javin Jordan Ice Cream Man cover? Did you guys see that? Let me see here.
I think I did.
I love me some Big Clutch. Look at that face.
Look at this. That's awesome.
Oh, Run the Jewels. That's pretty cool.
That is awesome right there. So I definitely bought one of those. Shout out to Illis, who's just doing really cool, designs and layouts and just really cool stuff, colors. He did the Nirvana variant. He did the Chronic variant, and I think this just blows it out of the water. So I love those colors, and who doesn't love Run the Jewels? So very good stuff.
Andy.
Yeah.
It's time for one more thing. I'm kidding.
No. This is literally the longest awaited new comic book day for many fans out there. Saga is back tomorrow. Many people out there at local comic shops have a midnight release tonight, and they're going to get to read the book at midnight. Please, for anybody watching this live and or on the replay, do not spoil Saga $55 for anybody. There's a lot of us where our LCSs are not doing midnight releases. We're not going to be able to get the book until after work tomorrow. I'm going to be actually locking down my phone and not going on social media all tomorrow because Saga is coming out. I want to be able to sit down. It's going to be the first thing I read. In fact, when I open up my Wednesday show tomorrow night, I'm just going to be reading that book. But also tomorrow, I mean, the Saga is the biggest talk of the town as far as the biggest book next week, and I'm surprised more people didn't pick that tonight. But there are some
for you.
Well, you guys didn't have to save it for me.
It's all for you, Damien.
We can all talk about Saga and how long that's been awaited. But you want to know what else is really interesting that's coming out tomorrow night? Speaking of pre-code horror, Night of the Ghoul #4 from Comixology Originals. I got to look to see if there's going to be a physical print copy of this book because that screams horror cover right there. That is
Francavilla covers are always great too.
Absolutely dope. Duel #1's a book that I've heard a lot of people talking about that I love that pixelated cover. I'm going to be looking for that at my LCS. And this is probably one of the most interesting reads I've seen come from Zenescope in forever. They're known for their covers, right? They're good girl covers. They're modern good girl covers, if you will. But this sounds really cool. All Guts, No Glory, #1 for Zenescope. Unbeknownst to the general population, there are highly trained military teams who bravely protect us from dozens of species of monsters that we don't know exist. And then there are the guys who clean it all up. Craig and Jimmy are those guys. This looks like a fantastically fun book with a super dope cover from a publisher that doesn't normally do something like this. So I feel like underprinted and potentially something that could be really good that I want to look for. But Saga.
You know, when you described the release earlier, it reminded me of, remember when the last few Harry Potter books came out and people would line up in costume and then somebody get a hold of one and read the end and yell at everybody in line.
Ooh.
Then you can go to Taco Bell after.
Run for the border. Tacos do sound good.
Speaking of, I mentioned Peacemaker covers. There's actually a Peacemaker comic coming out tomorrow too.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
It's written by Garth Ennis, so
yep.
His take on it's gotta be good.
I did see that. I wish I would have taken a moment to talk about it because I've actually been keeping up with Peacemaker on HBO Max, and that is dreadfully amazing.
Yes.
If you're not watching so upset about it.
It's terribly good.
You were so upset last week about that show.
I was because the opening was so terrible, and I sat down and forced my way through it, and it is absolutely a delightful treat of terrible
babies.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's not for kids, that's for sure.
It's on tape.
God, no.
That's just going to leave us with one more thing.
Oof. You guys gotta get better at pushing buttons.
I think we're getting there. El Beardo, we'll start with you.
Hey,
what do you got? One more thing.
I want to implore everybody here watching this live and watching on the replay to please check out my own YouTube channel, Comic Man Andy. Search for it. Subscribe to it. I want everybody here to know that the channel mission for this year is to support Mission 22 to help end veteran suicide and help bring awareness to mental health. And we are also going to be supporting the Tell Valhalla Project and their mission because their mission supports Mission 22. That means each and every penny from the channel monetization, all of it for the entire year, backtracked into the middle of 2021, is all going to be donated to charity to Mission 22. That's whether I can do that monthly or quarterly. Every super sticker that comes in is getting donated. I implore anybody that's not interested in doing super chats or super stickers to go to Mission 22 directly. And if you can't donate, share the link, share the message. We can all act as messengers in this important message of mental health awareness and support for everybody out there. It's something that I'm very passionate about. It's something I'm going to work really hard to do. I'm working closely with the Tell Valhalla Project crew, and I'm going to be working closely with the Mission 22 crew for the year 2022 to help bring awareness to this cause. And it's something I'm not going to give up on. And we're going to strive to get off that bench, put on our big boy pants, and do bigger things for the greater good. And I'll leave it at that.
There you go.
Well said.
My one more thing is to double down on what Andy said and go follow Andy's YouTube channel. Make sure to go check it out. I will be pushing that on Flipside and get some more people over there.
Man, I was gonna say the same thing. Mission 22. Comic Man Andy, Mission 22.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
I just shared the link in the chat, which great charity, but at the same time you made me hungry. You said Mission 22. I thought you said Mission Barbecue.
Yeah.
Mission Barbecue.
Love me some Mission Barbecue, but yeah, Mission 22, great charity. I will say the same thing as well. If you guys haven't, go check out Comic Man Andy on YouTube. I have a link to his channel in the description of this video. I also shared a link, like I said, in the live chat right now for Mission 22. Everything that they support, especially when it comes to veteran suicide, huge issue. So happy to support that, and I think it's a great thing that you're doing, donating all your monetization to Mission 22. What you got, Tony?
Well,
Tony's like, I'm an asshole. I got whatnot coming up. Go ahead, man. Say it. It's all good.
Barbecue?
I'm going to be the selfish one and talk about no. Actually, what I've been doing recently is reviving my own YouTube channel from the brink of death. I think I've got like a handful of subscribers. I get like a dozen views. But anyways, I've been putting my Instagram channel has really just been things that I am buying, things that I am selling, and it's done well. So I'm going to move that format to YouTube and just kind of Mercenaut has been killing that over the years. So just showing the stuff that I'm picking up and talking about why I'm picking it up, and that's about it. So
I think it's great you're reviving your channel, and I would also say that anyone that's watching this, that's in the chat, that keeps thinking, hey, I might want to do a YouTube channel, there's no better time than right now to start your channel.
Yep.
The community is great. People are welcome to have you. I think the more the community grows within comic books, I think it's a great thing. So all you need is a cell phone and a voice.
Yep.
You can get in now, and you'll be in the documentaries about the comic book YouTube community in the future.
Yeah. Talk about NFTs and yeah.
Where are they now?
Yeah. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank Andy, Brian, Dan, Tony. Always great to have you back. Hope to see you more in the near future. This is Brown Man's Comics, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns.